Hey friends, welcome to 1 Minute with Monée, a podcast where we help busy adults live life with balance and harmony 1 minute at a time. I'm your host Monée, owner of Time Managed LLC, a premium concierge and personal assistant business. Visit our website, timemanagedllc.com, for more information about our services. Each week, I bring you practical advice, expert interviews, and real-life strategies to help you navigate your lifestyle and manage your responsibilities, reducing stress and fostering better health. We ensure there's something to empower every aspect of your life. So whether you're here to listen and get tips or looking to hire a concierge, this is the place for you to become less stressed and live life with more balance. Hey friends, welcome to another episode of 1 Minute with Monée. Now, have you ever complained that there is not enough time in the day? Or have you ever experienced a time where you have so much to do that you don't know where to get started? Well, this episode is just for you. If you are tired of being overwhelmed, I'm going to share with you tips and tricks and the benefits of outsourcing and how it can fix that mindset and how it can come through for you when you have so much to do and not enough time. So in this episode, we're going to explain the benefits of outsourcing, what concierge services can do, and how to choose a great service provider. Outsourcing for one person can be a benefit so that you can get more things done, but outsourcing for some others can be the key for you to unlock more rest so that you're less stressed and you don't have as many things to worry about. Now, a concierge service can be the answer to enhancing both your personal and professional life. So think about it as a one-stop shop for getting things done. If the concierge service themselves cannot do it personally, they can absolutely find someone who can do it. And you have saved that time on research of vetting the services. They often have great relationships with people and vendors that they can call right away to get whatever you need done. Now, this can happen privately for you and your family, but if you are an employer, you can hire a concierge as a benefit to your employees. Have you ever thought about that? The options are absolutely endless. The bottom line is that you get to find what works for you, and then you just stick to it. And once you start, you'll see how quickly the benefits add up. So today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the specifics of outsourcing, what a concierge can do for you, and what you should look for when hiring a service-based business. So one of the first benefits of outsourcing is getting your time back. So when you outsource tasks that are low value, you can focus on high value work, or again, you can focus on getting more rest. Rest is essential. Minimizing your stress is essential. So don't underestimate the impact of outsourcing and how that can open up more time for you to rest. Additionally, you get access to expertise. There are specialists who can be your virtual assistant, or they can do bookkeeping for you. They're travel experts. They do things faster and better because this is what they do all day long. And so it may take you 2 to 4 hours to complete a task, but it will take that specialist half the time to do it, and maybe sometimes even less. So consumers who hire taskers, whether that's errands, home fixes, cleaning, they report that gaining several hours per week on average is what they have noticed. TaskRabbit's consumer research highlights consistent time savings for routine chores. Now, scalability and flexibility is another benefit. You only pay for what you need. You can scale up or scale down really quickly. Maybe you can do more on your own during a slow season of your life, such as the summer. But maybe in the fall and the winter, you're more busy, so you may need to increase how much you outsource and what you outsource. There are 3 things that I love about outsourcing. That is reduced stress and better decision bandwidth. So that means you're freeing up mental energy for strategic thinking and relationships. The second is cost efficiency. So in many cases, outsourcing is cheaper than hiring, training, and then the overhead costs that come along with it. The third is risk management. So when you hire experienced providers, they handle all the compliance, they handle the vendor relationships, and all of the complexities that may come along with that task, especially when it comes to travel. Now let's talk a little bit about the personal benefits of a concierge service. So in the event that you are interested in hiring a concierge service, I'm going to share with you what they typically do. So I'll warn you, not all concierge services have the same level of service or offer the same thing. So you have to find what's best for you and the service that will meet the needs of what you have going on. So some of the typical services that they offer would be travel and itinerary planning, appointment booking, calendar management, personal shopping, event coordination, running errands for you. They can source gifts, whether it's for a friend or family member, a surprise for family and friends, reservations, household vendor coordination. So think about all the things that you have to do around the house, and maybe you can't be there to let them in, or maybe you don't have the time to do the research. The concierge service can take care of all of that. So when you think about these things, and likely more, you have more free time for you. So those things coming off your plate, they're freeing up your time, and then you are elevated as the priority. So when you think of these things, and likely more, you have more free time for you. So whether that's the personal benefits of more time for you and your family, more hobbies, more self-care, so that means you also have smoother life logistics. So fewer missed appointments, better planning. One perk that might be missed is that concierge have access to curated options and insider perks. So reservations at those restaurants that are hard to get in, upgrades, they have preferential vendors. So they've built those relationships, and now you can be a recipient of the benefits of those relationships. I know this is all because they've done the work and they've built those relationships. So the actual vendor counts on the concierge to bring them clients, and they're gladly able to offer some of those upgrades. So with all of this, you get personalized attention. Now, a good full service concierge shapes services to your preferences and routines. So if you are looking for someone to be a concierge or private concierge for your home and personal life, make sure that they are willing and able to give you that personalized attention that you deserve. And with the best concierge services do this, and this is where they actually start to understand your needs, and then they can shape their services to address your needs. Now, from a professional perspective, a concierge can offer executive support. They can be an enhancement to your client experience and also boost the productivity of your team. Executives and leaders overwhelmingly cite that time regained is the top benefit of delegating administrative outsourcing. Entrepreneurs, they report claiming about 10 to 16 hours per week saved when administrative tasks are delegated. So how does this happen? Well, with executive support, you have someone to manage your calendar, they'll manage your travel logistics, they can often put all the things that you have going on for a particular event or travel in one place. So it's a one-stop shop, and you do not have to search for any of the logistical information or the details that you might need on the fly. They can help with meeting prep and research. Executive support in this way helps you to plan your day, not just put things on the calendar that are meetings and events, but they want to help you make sure that you are preparing and you have what you need beforehand. So when you go into these meetings or you go to these events, you are prepared. Next is client experience enhancement. So your concierge can send curated gifts, they can manage event logistics, and they can also follow up with clients. So some of the things that set you apart as a business owner for your clients, the concierge can handle those things. So you know you have to do it, you know you should do it, and you might even want to do it, but you might not have the time to do it. So the concierge will come in and provide that enhanced client experience for you. The next thing is to be a productivity multiplier. So many leaders focus on strategy while concierge focus on operations and coordination. So again, that means that everything that has to do with operations, anything that has to do with coordination, any of those extras that you want to give to your clients or even for your team, the concierge can focus on that. And so that frees up your time so that you can focus on strategy. Next is brand experience. So you want your clientele and your brand to have a reputation of being consistent and have high touch service. And so having a concierge in place can elevate your brand and provide moments of excellence for your clients. This goes hand in hand with some of the client experience enhancements that I talked about a few minutes ago. Then you think about the cost and benefit for your small business, whether you want the concierge to work on the day-to-day tasks that I mentioned, or you want to hire a service as a benefit for your employees so that you are taking some of those personal tasks off of your employees' plates, you are going to get the professional support without the full-time headcount when you hire a concierge. Now, when you think about these services, you want to make sure that you are getting connected to someone who is going to meet your needs and also exceed your expectations. So now we're going to get into a few qualities that you should use to evaluate any service-based business, whether it's for a concierge service, whether it's for a vendor, or another service that you might need in order to outsource. So if you're in the market to hire or outsource, there's going to be a few key qualities that you should look for in any service-based business. The first is to follow up and follow through. Is their communication proactive? Do they do what they say? So that includes clear communication protocols, communication consistently. You're not following up with them, they're following up with you. Do they send you reminders? Are there status updates? Are they setting the expectation on when you should hear back from them? What is their typical response time for their clients? So these are great questions that you can ask about the typical turnaround time that they offer. The way they can do this is by showing how proactive the service is. So do you get automated confirmations in a human check-in? Are they proactive when there are problems? Are they proactive when there are problems? Or do they give you alerts to try to mitigate any risk or to block and tackle when there might be something coming along where you might have a problem or run into a problem? The next thing that you can look for is what they do when they make a mistake. Now, we're all imperfect and mistakes are going to happen, but the recovery is what's important. When they're wrong, do they make it right? That's the bottom line. Of course, we make mistakes, but when you do make a mistake, how are you going to make sure that the job is still done, it's done with excellence, and you recover from whatever has gone wrong? That looks like their refund or redo policies. Do they have a dedicated problem owner? Are they owning the issue and seeing it through? Emotional intelligence is a big part of this. So, of course, you want them to apologize, but then after the apology, what is happening? Are they taking corrective action? Are they following up to make sure that you are completely satisfied? And also telling you and showing you that if this does come up again, how they are going to make sure that the mistake doesn't happen. Now, you can get some more evidence of this, maybe through testimonials that describe issue resolution, or you can even ask for an example of a fix that they've had to make in the past. The next thing that you should look for when hiring a service-based business is how often they surprise and delight. So do they go above and beyond the tasks that you ask? And this can be in small ways, and this can be in big ways that are beneficial to you as the customer. So from a personalization perspective, this can be some small and unexpected touches that they show you. So a handwritten note or an upgrade to an experience or curated extras that you did not know about. Also, loyalty building. So, are there proactive value adds? Are there anniversary gestures, exclusive access? So, what are they doing to make sure that they keep and maintain you as a client? Now, you can test this with a small trial task if you're not fully committed and you may not know how they're going to surprise and delight you. But on a trial basis, you can see if they go above and beyond those basic requirements. A few other quick things to add to your search for service and what you should look for is transparency. Is there transparency in pricing, their scope? Are the boundaries clearly stated? Are they reliable and do they have references? So are there verified reviews? Do they have case studies? Are there references that you can contact? And the next one is about data security and trust. A concierge typically has, and a lot of service-based businesses, honestly, handle personal data. So as an individual, you can decide if an NDA is needed. So for my company, I do have certain clients that we have specific NDAs for. But even if the client does not ask for an NDA, my staff, my contractors are all held to a standard of discretion and client privacy when they're hired. And it's spelled out very clearly in their contracts. It's reiterated in our training. And then also, again, when they work on certain sensitive topics for our clients. Last but not least, a cultural fit. So communication style and the way that service will be of benefit to you needs to match your expectations and how you want to work with that particular company. So it's always a plus to find somebody that you can connect to. This can be something as a phone call, simple as, how do they come across during a phone conversation? Or if you go to lunch, is the conversation easy? Do they understand what you're saying? Are they able to communicate how they're going to meet the needs of what you are requesting? So it's another thing to understand as you are outsourcing and looking for service-based businesses. All right, in summary, I'm going to give you a quick checklist that you can use when you are searching for a service-based business. So do they follow up? Do they fix problems? Do they surprise you? Is the pricing clear? Do they have good reviews? And are they secure? So ask those questions. Take that as a checklist. I'll offer it to you at the end of this episode so that you can visually see it in the notes, and then you can use it as you are looking for your next service. So let's recap what we've talked about in this episode. The 3 big takeaways are: 1, to outsource so that you reclaim your time, your energy, and you can preserve your expertise and your strategies for what matter most to you in your life. Concierge can enhance both your life and your work. So use them, find someone who works really well for you. Now, vet providers for follow through, remediation, and delight. And this applies to whether you are hiring a concierge or not. Whatever service that you are looking for, you should follow the same process and evaluate that provider the same way, regardless of what you're looking for. So, what I want you to do is to try one small outsourcing task this week and then evaluate it using the checklist that I just mentioned a few minutes ago. Let me know in the comments what you tried and how it went. Of course, if you need any support, reach out to me and my team at Time Managed LLC, and we will take care of you. You can find out how to get in touch with us in the notes. So until then, I'll see you next time. Be well and be balanced. Thank you for joining me this week. Let's continue the conversation on social media at 1 Minute with Monée on all channels. Also, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Until next time, be well and be balanced.